Hello and welcome, Inspired Podcast community. This is your new episode. My name is Caroline, and my today's guest is Marcin Lapczynski, and I'm so happy that you are here. Wow, how are you doing today?
I am amazing, Caroline. Thank you for having me on.
Oh, thank you for saying yes. And I have your bio. I want to introduce you to the audience. You are a certified divorce coach, motivation speaker, and co-author of a book of an Amazon bestseller. Can you tell us more about your book, please?
Yes. So the book that I have written, I am a co-author with 20 other gentlemen. One of the programs that I have been in is 20 other men and I. We have basically did a collaboration together. And what we have written down is basically 5 P's, like perseverance, purpose, and other things. And then I have written about perseverance. When I have gone through my divorce of the journey, and there was my friend Joe. He was from Slovakia, and him and I we have wrote our stories about our divorce, and the book got Amazon #1 seller in a divorce category.
Wow, I love that very much. So, congratulations on that, and also to your co authors. And my first question is, what inspires you?
What inspired me to write a book?
Yes.
So you know what, Caroline, this is funny because never in my life, like if you came to me 5 years ago and says, "Hey, Marcin, you know what? You're gonna be a certified divorce coach. You're gonna be a motivational speaker, and hey, you're gonna be a co-author and an author of a book." I would just laugh at you and I would say, "Never in my life," right? Because I never had a thought that actually crossed my mind that I would be a co-author of a book or anything. But after the journey of my divorce, especially during no, that was already after, where I hit the rock bottom when I lost everything, and I was on the journey of healing, of how do I mentally, physically, financially heal, rebuild through the I would say disaster, right? Because you know what, my family, my kids, my home, my self identity have been taken away, and I just have lost it all. It's like completely where you have been stripped naked, and you got to figure out on your own. Hey, how do you stand up? How do you buy the clothes for yourself, and how do you move on? So I asked myself because I was so emotionally broken, where I didn't even know who I was as a father, as a person. I had no identity because through this journey of divorce basically has destroyed me, and I was so devastated where I didn't even know where to begin. I had no help. The only help I had was a divorce attorney where he helped me with the legal matters, but there was no one really that helped me emotionally. There was no one to help me there, where I can go and ask for help. Yeah, I had my parents, I had my friends, but everyone says that, hey, time will heal wounds. You're gonna be fine. Just stay strong. That's all the support I got. So I had to take the matters into my own hands. Where, hey, how do I get through this, right? Because I was too ashamed. I was just too embarrassed to even go out and ask for help. So what I started doing is I started reading self-help books. I went on YouTube and I typed in, hey, how to go through a divorce, and I actually have met Les Brown. He's one of the best international motivational speakers. And actually, through him, I invested in myself. I purchased the 3-month program that I have been, and I have learned about the power of your storytelling. And I thought, Caroline, that I was the only one. This is what was in my going through my mind, that I was the only one in the whole world going through a divorce. But through this program, I have learned, what there have been people from all across the world sharing their stories, what they have gone through, how are they able to overcome all those disasters in their life. And through that program, I actually, what, someone says that, hey, I'm going to write a book, and I have a vivid image. I was actually sitting on my on the bed, I was leaning across the wall, and I had my laptop on my lap, and I told myself that why I cannot write a book, and I said I will. And through that, making that decision, it didn't happen right away. But through Les Brown program, I have connected, what, I was introduced to a mindset coach, actually, what's it called? A consultant of Bob Proctor. And his name
Mm.
was John Tallarico. and
Yeah.
that was the program that I met, Bob Proctor
Mhm.
through. And
Okay.
in that program, actually, you know what, the men that were in the same group as I was decided to that we will write a book. And then, they asked me if, hey, would you like to, collaborate with us, to basically write your chapter. I didn't even know where to begin, but after they led me to how to write a story of my life. I'm like, hey, all I can do is my journey. You know what? How I migrated from Poland to United States. What was the life like? Acclimating myself here in the U.S. with my family. Getting married, starting a family, and then after so many years going through a divorce, and then here comes another chapter of how do I heal, rebuild, and rediscover myself now on. And I'm like, okay, I will do it. So you know what? There was a lot of fear that was stopping me, but you know what? There was one of many best decisions that I have made, and that's how I have become the co-author of this book.
Oh my God. When you were talking, you know what? I don't know if you know this, but I met John last year in September in Los
Oh,
Angeles, and and now I know how the connection works, and I'm a consultant for Bob Proctor
so there
as
you go.
well.
Yeah.
So I didn't know this. So I found you somewhere, I don't know, or you found me to do this
See?
interview, and I'm blessed by your story because
So
I've
so
been through
so
this.
so
Yeah.
Caroline, I have worked with such
Mm.
coach as you. So
Mhm.
like if so the audience that is watching us right now,
Yeah.
so imagine a person that is completely lost, that
Mhm.
has hit the rock bottom, that doesn't even know where to go, where to begin, that is afraid
Mhm.
of the whole world, outside world, because you're so emotionally destroyed, right? So persons such as John, that was John in my life, but in your life, it's Caroline, comes in, and in 6 months, they completely changed my life. Changed my life. Like the person that I was, ladies and gentlemen, back then, where I am today, it would not be possible if it wasn't for John, Caroline. Yeah,
Oh
that's
my
that's that's
goodness.
that's that's the amount of power
Mhm.
Caroline has, right? Because she coaching now Bob Proctor philosophy, and I'm telling you, I invested. It was a couple $1,000s in a. It was a thinking into results program that I went through, and that program have helped me become the person that I am today. Have opened up my mind so much. Have taught me about our human psychology, about our conscious, about our subconscious mind, that I can have anything, that I can become anything if you follow these certain principles. I started doing my daily routines. My goodness, that was one of many best things that I have done. And I'm like, if I can do this for myself, there are so many men and women out there that are actually going through the same thing what I'm going through, right? And worse, they are even in a worse situation. And I read that book, Think and Grow Rich, and
Mhm.
Napoleon Hill says, hey, if there is a problem in our society, find a solution for it. Make
Mhm.
a business out of it, get paid. So I'm like, okay, hey, maybe that. So there was a girl back then that I used to date, and she's like, maybe there are some divorce coaches, because I never thought that there is such a profession as a divorce coach. Never. If I
Mhm.
knew, then I would have hired that person for myself, to help me and guide me throughout the whole journey. But I did not, ladies and gentlemen. So through John, through Caroline, that's how I have become the person that I am today. And this is just the beginning. So I am very grateful, to Bob, to John, to every single consultant that are out there and just you're transforming people's lives. You're extracting the gifts, the talents, and the potential that I didn't know that I had within me. That's what that coach did for me. So it was just mind blowing, mind blowing.
Absolutely. And you answered my next question already. It would have been who inspires you? You mentioned Bob and Napoleon Hill and John and Les Brown and all those
Yes.
people. And I can tell you, you are sent from heaven because today, a couple of hours ago, I messaged John and I thought, because we had a conversation and there was no follow up. And I was like, yeah, you wanted to get back to me, and now you are sent to me as an answer, like like you were sent by John. So thank you, John. It's amazing. I love to interview people like you. You are very inspiring. Thank you so much. And my next question is, how do you inspire other people?
Oh my goodness, great question. Thank you, Caroline. To me, Caroline, I serve our, especially here in United States, but I'm
Mhm.
not only, I have people, throughout the whole world, in Poland, in Germany, Australia, anywhere. I help our single parents, single divorced parents, both men and women. I help them, pre, during, and after divorce. But you know what? My gift, my specialty is with that healing, with that rebuilding, with the discovery phase where I was, right? Because the same principles, the same tools that I have been taught by, John, you, Bob Proctor, now that I apply the same thing, because I'm like, why would I reinvent the wheel if what I have done, it's working? Like, look at the results that I have gotten. If you put in that work, I'll give it a step by step, then you will see these results. If I can do it, Polish immigrant that came to United States at the age of 12, did not speak any English, never before invested, in his life and in coaching and self-growth and development, because I was never taught. I didn't even know that, hey, such coaches existed out there. But that's why now when I have learned about this, that what, keep investing in yourself, keep growing, because I can only give so much whatever I have,
Mhm.
to my clients. And I love, what, because 95% of my clients are females.
Mhm.
And I see the brokenness left after the devastation. Like, people don't have the tools. Like, we're not taught in schools, like, hey, John, this is how, these are the steps, this is how you gotta go after the divorce. This is how you should heal, right? Yeah, there is a lot of online things, but to me, I'm building this community in person where, what, hey, the ladies can come in because they are emotionally and financially destroyed. I'm not saying
Mhm.
all, but most. And this is where I come in as their guide, as their thinking partner, where, what, I build them up emotionally. I open up the doors because, I have another business where I am a global unfranchised business owner, where, what, when single parents are struggling, when they need extra income, I have that door, I have the opportunity for them as well. So I love it. I love it. I love it. I love it because, what, in United States, 48% there's a divorce ratio.
Mhm.
Every two people that get married, one of the couples get divorced. And also, to Caroline, 80% second marriages divorce ratio, 80%. So also my goal is to
Oh
break
my.
those generational curses, because you know what, people think that, hey, if I go through my first marriage, I get divorced, I'm going to go into my second marriage, that it will change everything, right? That will be so much better. But as you know, that person is still the same person, right?
Yeah.
They still have the same programming, they still have the same thoughts, they still have the belief system. So how are you going to change? What's going to change? Nothing.
Mhm.
Nothing. So that's where we come in, right? We expand their mind. We open up their mind. We remove those limiting beliefs, right? We set the goals for them. They have clarity. And it just like, wow, I have goosebumps right now throughout my whole body. Because
Yeah, me too.
I love it. It's just like, coaching, this is have been like such an amazing, and you know what too? In my journey, Caroline, like,
Mhm.
I have cried myself to sleep, right? I had suicidal thoughts.
Mhm.
And you know what? I was angry at the whole world, at God, at myself. Like, God, why did this happen to me? Like, we had it all, right? Beautiful homes, great
Mhm.
careers, we travel on vacations, food on the table, materialistic things and stuff like that. And back then, 5 years ago, actually, in April, it marked 5 years, April 9th. I did not understand, like, why, how many times I had to walk out of the house, walk around the park, and I was just, crying, like, really, really crying, just angry because I was lonely.
Yeah.
And back then I didn't understand, but now I do. And I say that God, because I love God, I believe in God, that He had to break me down first. He break me down first. He rebuild me
Mhm.
and open up the doors, opportunities that I did not even know that I will go through. And now it totally makes sense because he saw a gift, right? He gave me that talent. He gave
Yes.
me that gift. And he's like, okay, you know what, my child, I'm sorry that, I'll have to put you through this, but you know what? You are my tool. You are my vessel here on this earth. Go, I'm going to use you. Go help other men. Go help other women because they are crying. They are struggling. They are suffering emotionally. And now it's just like, wow, my goal, my mission is to serve globally, help them heal, rediscover, rebuild themselves. Yes.
Oh, thank you so much for sharing. This is so inspiring to me. It's like every sentence you say is like an answer to a question I had. And I had a question about your gifts and talents, and you already answered. Like, what are your gifts and talents?
You know what, Caroline? What I have learned, I've been coaching in divorce coaching for 3 years, but the gifts, right, is
Mhm,
is listening, is listening to the person that is sitting across me,
mhm,
sharing their story, right? Or how they have been, emotionally, financially, physically abused. And when you listen to that person and you understand where they're coming from, because I was in their shoes, so I exactly know what they're going through, right? It's not like, hey, I became a divorce coach, but I did not go through a divorce. I did. I've
mhm.
been there. So I feel them.
Yes.
And I'm like, you know what? This is how I will help you. This is how we're going to do it together. So the gifts of listening, gifts of asking the right question, gift of expanding their mind, showing them that you are a limitless human being. You have the infinite reservoir of potential within you. You really do. Let's remove those limiting beliefs, right? Let's change that story that you tell yourself.
Yes. Mhm,
Let's do those things, right? Gift also being an amazing leader, because I have many followers
mhm.
where people love you. They love working with you. They follow you. They look up to you. Gift of love, where I can show them compassion, show them understanding. Gift of caring. So many gifts, so many talents that I have within me, right? And I'm still working, developing on myself, because I have a coach as well that I'm working, because now I see the value.
Mhm.
I'm still learning about myself, how else I can serve the men and women out there, speed up the process, help them heal, rebuild, rediscover themselves. So yeah, so those are some of my gifts.
Wow, thank you so much. I'm speechless now. I cannot speak anymore. But I have one last question to you, and I'm so grateful that you said yes to this interview. It is eye-opening. I could talk for hours, but
Mm.
we have our time limit. And my last question is, when people reach out to you after listening to this episode, do you have special offers for the Inspired Podcast community? What are your services? How can they help you?
Absolutely, absolutely. So what my special will be, I would
Mhm.
love to give you 1 hour of free coaching. If you mentioned Caroline's name, I would love to do that for you. Because not many times, people know what really coaching is. It's really hard to explain, but you know what? You have to experience the experience.
Yes.
You
Mhm.
have to experience it. Really sitting down with a stranger and opening up and really sharing your struggles, your
Mhm.
pain, your scars that you have gone through. Because for me, I haven't even shared some of my things with my brother, with my parents,
Mhm.
but I did that with a coach where he can provide that safe space, the intimate relationship that we have developed, that we together are partners, that I am your guide. I will hold you by your hand. I'll walk you through this journey that you know what? You are
Yes.
not alone. I have the tools. I have the resources. I have a huge network. I work with divorce attorneys, financial advisors, therapists, realtors, stylists, nutritionists, personal trainers, whatever you need, I have. And if I don't have the answer for you, I know someone that will have the answer for you as well. So that's what I would love for you offer. You can find me on any social media, Facebook, Instagram, type in my first and last name. I'm on LinkedIn as well. My website is www.coachmarcin.com. you can get a hold of me in any of those ways. And then also too, you know what, it all depends on the client, because right now I love doing one-on-one. My goal right now is to, I am building a community and do a group coaching, because I also have a full-time job as well as a production manager. I have speaking engagements where I travel the world, speak in the mental health awareness industry, and so on. Building another business, building another community. So there's a lot going on, but that's where I'm at right now. And you know what? It all depends on the client, because a lot of my clients are pre-divorce. They're thinking about the divorce. Some of them are going through a divorce, and some of them are post-divorce. So when I was looking at, hey, how do I have a package? How do I have a program? I did that, but you know what? It's not one size fits all. So when you come to me, that's where we build that plan. That's where we tailor it basically to your needs. And so that's how I work.
Wow, I absolutely love this. Please reach out to Marcin. He's amazing. Yeah, and your website is so easy to remember, and I will put it in the show notes, of course. Yes, please. And I learned a lot. Thank you, thank you, thank you for this opportunity to talk to you. And it is generous, I have to mention this. It is so generous to offer a free hour of coaching. Yes. Wow. Please do this. Grab your opportunity. It's priceless. Thank you so much. Yeah.
No, you're very welcome. Thank you, Caroline, for having me on. And to our audience that are
Mhm.
watching us, that are listening to this podcast episode, hey, I want to tell you that you matter, that you are worthy, that you are loved. Your parents love you, your children love you, your significant other loves you, that you are not alone. Ask for help. Ask for help. Don't be afraid. There's so many coaches, there's so many mentors, there are therapists out there. And if you don't have the finances, you know what? We will work with you. I will work with you. There are resources that we will, you know what, turn every single stone and find something for you. Because you know what? Your life matter. You matter because you have a gift. You have a potential within you. So allow us to help you, extract that gift, that talent potential, because you might have a gift that will save our humanity. You might have a gift that, you know what, will help beat the cancer, help, beat the diabetes, heart attacks, all those different things. So you can have, maybe be a musician or an artist or a movie director. Like our mentor, Les Brown, says that the graveyard is the richest place on earth. How many men, how many women have died and have not utilized their talents, their potential? Because of why? Because fear stopped them, because opinions of others stopped them. Don't allow that to be you, because you really have a wonderful gift within you. Come to us, ask for help. Let's do this together. Enjoy this life, enjoy this journey. It is a beautiful journey. It is. But it all depends, what lens do you put on? Negative lens, positive lens. Because once you surround yourself with good quality people, positive people, your life will completely change. Your life will change. But you know what? This is not an overnight journey. It is a beautiful journey. So, hey, we are here for you and we love you. Sending lots of love, lots of blessings to you all, lots of happiness and joy. Because, ladies and gentlemen, it is your birthright to live a rich lifestyle. It is your birthright to be loved, to be kind to other people, to be healthy, to be successful, to be famous. It is our birthright, ladies and gentlemen. You don't have to live in poverty. You don't. So, thank you very much for that.
Thank you. This was the best episode ever. Thank you so much. And see you in the next episode.